Hi, it's Saturday, and what I'm going to go over, I got from AI when you put in college um, accommodations and modifications for mental illness. So um, this is a prerequisite of what I outlined with. I don't know why I'm showing you. Roman numeral one, Roman numeral two, and Roman numeral three. And then under that, you put capitals, and then under that, you put little numbers. If you go further than that, you put little letter. So, colleges offer mental health accommodations, extended exam time, flexible attendance, reduced course loads, quiet testing environments. So, that reduced course load is crucial. Many people don't have problems with 15 credits. Many people don't have problems with 18 credits. It might be when it comes down to it that you can only handle 12 credits at a time. That's 4 courses. The other thing you can do is if you want not to get too behind in the process, you can take a summer course. Um, but it's good not to take so many that you don't feel you have a handle on them, as we spoke about Beth or somebody. I don't know if it was Ruben or Beth or somebody back further than that. So you have to see how you'll handle a college load, and also maybe just try the work first and then see what clubs or activities you could do without too much take away time from your day and your studies, etc. Okay, number one, common academic accommodations. Capital A, testing adjustments. Little one, extended time. I spoke about that. Number two, reduce distraction rooms or alternate formats for exams. So the one I mentioned was a shorter exam, but there may be a time, there may be a time when they might have to readjust the test. Like, for instance, short answer essays are easier than long answer essays. Um, Multiple choice is probably the easiest test component. Fill in the blanks would be the next. I'm not naming all of them. I'm just giving you an idea. Short essays would be kind of next, and long-term essays would be the next. Capital letter B, attendance and deadlines. One, permission to record lectures. That doesn't seem that much of an advantage. I mean, once it got to typing on your laptop compared to taking handwritten notes, there was already an advantage to that. Um, I think I still like taking regular notes. Don't ask me why, but some people are, and I learned how to do the typewriter, so I know the 3 rows and everything. But I don't take notes on every word they say. I take notes on topics, I take notes on keywords, and I can go back and remember, everything that was there. But certainly for students with mental health issues, permission to record would be good. Note taking support. So, this is getting someone to take notes for you that religiously does well on exams and in the course. Preferential seating. This is kind of funny. because nobody ever wants to sit in the front of the class. But for somebody with a mental illness, it might be exactly where they need to be. So they're right with what's happening. Um, I can't see why somebody would want to sit in the middle or the back, except when people come into a class, nobody wants to sit in the main row. Church is like that too. Nobody wants to sit in the main row. In fact, at my church, I sit in the very back row. I feel like a publican and that the Pharisees sit up front. And I'm half joking about that, but I've always sit in the back. When you sit in the front, like what's happening is really right there for you. Near exits and permission to take breaks. Um, Taking breaks is nice, and not just bathroom breaks. And near exits, myself, when I go to church, I like to sit at the end of the pew so I could get out if I need to, not necessarily for bathroom, but just whatever. So last week I was sitting in the last row, and people came up to get in, and I let them in, which sounds like I'm a mean person, but they might not need the end of the row, and I feel that I do for whatever reason. Okay. Letter C. Curriculum flexibility. 1. Reduce course load while maintaining full-time status for financial and course substantiations. So reduce course load is what I've already said today, and I have said before. If the stress, okay, let's just say your brain ability is able to handle college. Cool beans, okay? Everybody that can handle college, if they want to go to college and they have the money or they want to take out whatever, should be able to go to college. But you may find yourself with loaded stress from your mental illness, and you might just find that 12 are like, hey, I can juggle 4 courses like nobody's business. And why would you take on a 5th? Why would you take on a 6th if you can't handle it? You fail a course, and if it's necessary for graduation, at some point you're going to have to take it again. Okay. Roman numeral 2. Housing and personal accommodations. A. Housing, 1 single, meaning a single room. 2, near bathrooms or change roommates. Hey, I had to change a roommate first thing. And she really wasn't an unlikable person. Her hours and staying up late and coming in and waking me up, it didn't work out. She was a music major and I was a music minor. So there was a lot that we could talk about. I'm trying to think. I at least had 2 roommates. But hey, you have to make that work. Whatever. If you're just a regular college student or a college student with mental illness, you have to make that work. Because conceivably, if you don't go home in the weekends and you live in Nebraska, then you might very well be together with this person like a lot of the weekend. And, you don't have to be exactly like each other, even in male-female relationships. Sometimes it's better if you have different interests, you learn about their interests, they learn about yours. But make sure you take advantage, because the college will make it work for you. That's what they're about. technology, use of audiobooks, speech to software, or laptops for note taking. All right, so I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like audiobooks. I like books that you can feel. I like some older books that my husband got me that are like older smelling books. As a teacher, I love books coming right out of the box. Okay, I'm a book person. I don't think it's awful. I've even heard of some people that speed up the speed of the audiobook to get through it faster. See that says to me right away, I don't think I'm going to enjoy this book. Let's just get it done. Most of my books, except my Bible, I highlight. And again, I don't if you highlight almost every paragraph in a book, why did you do it? Why did you do it? So what I find is, maybe a sentence here. If I like a paragraph, put some kind of bracket on either side, something that helps, because my middle schoolers used to highlight so much, and it may be fun. You may like the colors, but if you're highlighting the whole page, you're not getting the benefit. You're just, well, when I look back on that, I have to read that whole page. You could star the page. You could, there's something called ear when you flip it over like that. You could do all of that. So when you go back and study, you've got the pages. Okay. Roman numeral 3, register, contact the college's disabilities services. That is if you're blind, if you're deaf, if you're missing a leg or an arm, if you have a mental illness, all of those come under this disability services. Okay. Documentation, show a paperwork about your illness. So you need a psychiatrist, not just a counselor, to write a note and minimally say your illness, and say my patient may need special services. And that was it should have been capital A, and this should be capital B, but I went to numbers, which I shouldn't have. I know better how to outline. Plan. Meet with an advisor to discuss the need to, wait, my own notes are hard to read. Meet with an advisor to have discourse about and discuss the needs and an accommodation plan, a whole plan. Okay. You can start maneuvering that around. Remember what I said about the blotter and everything scheduled? You can make a whole plan with your counselor, and maybe you need to do that. Or maybe you need to present to the counselor, hey, look, I have a handle on this. Okay. I have a blotter. I have different colors for courses. I have different colors for activities. And all of the above that I read today, they can be done without compromising academic standards. So I'll just repeat one more time. My dissertation was as an answer to all these situations. If you're going to take 12 and not take one in the summer, and most people take 18 or 15, you're going to find that you don't finish in 4 years. What's so bad about that? What is so bad about that? You're probably paying, I have to remember that. I don't know whether you're paying per course. Well, for living there, you're paying, a standard housing and food. I'll have to look that up again if you're paying by course, because then you're not losing money and you're not dropping a course you have to pay for again. So that's where the loss of money would be. You keep a course, you go far enough in that you can't add or, add or subtract. There's a name for that. Add, drop. Okay. Section in the beginning of every semester. I don't know how long it is, but you need to find out, because if you're already failing and you drop, it won't be on your record. Okay. If you have to drop and you're not failing, it still won't be on your record. Okay, this was a great Saturday. I will see you tomorrow, and I can't wait to read what's written on the comments. So take care. Bye-bye.